Screen. There you go.
There we go. Hi, I'm Eric Cromwell, Coordinator for Elementary Science for Baltimore County Public Schools. Hopefully you're hearing me. My bandwidth will hold up. The project I'm going to talk about is our fifth grade BioBlitz program. We've had an outdoor education program in Baltimore County at the elementary level for about 18 years now. And it was revised about 8 years ago when we transitioned to the next generation science standards. And what we wanted to focus on was really biodiversity, because there's a whole series of NGSF standards that talks about the movement of matter through an ecosystem. And in order to facilitate that movement, you have to have a diverse ecosystem. And so we sent students out across the county to one of 7 county or state parks, and they were using GPS-enabled tablets. We've bounced back and forth, but we've pretty much settled on Samsungs at this point as our tablet of choice. And they basically go through and sample every living thing they can find. And to date, we've collected about 30,000 points of data. Prior to this past year, we were using Collector for that, and was very happy to transition to Survey 123 because that saved us. I mean, the amount of time that has saved us has just been unbelievable. Collector got a little janky towards the end, and at least on the tablets we were using, but Survey 123 has really cleared that up. So what you're seeing here is actually our transition last year. Because of COVID, we couldn't take students out to parks. We had to do schoolyard BioBlitzes instead. Which was great because that also coincided with the great cicada hatch we had. The Brood X came out this year, and so we had kids running around outside looking for cicada and documenting those as they found them. So let's see if I can get the good picture up here. We have, yes, we actually had a couple of emergers getting out there as well. And so when they collect the data with a survey, they identify it by, is this an insect, a bird, a mammal, a reptile, an amphibian, or a decomposer. And we really emphasize, or a plant. And we really try to make sure that even though the plants and decomposers aren't as exciting as the creepy crawlies, that they're probably more important than the creepy crawlies. And so we've actually set up kind of a quasi scavenger hunt to see if we can't get students to collect all those points. So this fall we were hoping to transition back to going to our parks because of the bus driver shortage and substitute shortage. We are now back to doing schoolyards, which is fantastic because by the end of the school year, we will have sampled data at all 112 of our elementary schools across the system. So that'll give us a baseline data set for all the schools. And then the really cool part is in the app that's there. This is our data analyzer, and I've given the link to Charlie to get to everybody. The students actually use this data to compare the schoolyard biodiversity, which is up here, to the park biodiversity. And at this point, just to give you a comparison, our park biodiversity, we're at about 30,000 points of data. So there's just for plants alone, we have about almost 9,000 points we've collected of plants in the area. And on schoolyards, we're catching up. We're at about 4,500 there. So it's been an exciting project for us, and the students actually drill down to their schoolyard to see where things are living, why they're living there. And so the school year actually opens up with a schoolyard survivability unit or sustainability unit, where they look at that data, analyze it, and the goal of their entire day trip with us is to see if the biodiversity on their schoolyard matches or is less than the biodiversity in the parks that we visit. And then their job at the end of the school year then is to try to do some sort of habitat improvement project to increase biodiversity or maintain biodiversity on their schoolyard. So this project we do every year with all 8,000 of our fifth grade students. So we get a wide data set with the kids, and it has become the highlight of the students each year. And we've been seeing a lot of results from that. So I'll toss it back to Tom now since he's turned his camera on. That's kind of the hook, I think.
This is awesome, Eric. I mean, this is, you said 30,000 data points, huh?
Yep.
It's amazing.